functionality with a real-time infrastructure provider to streams chat API. So thank you for joining me today, Jack. Yeah, I'd love to just kick things off by a little bit of background on Jigsaw Dating.
So Jigsaw is a personality-first dating app. We want to encourage deeper connections between our users for long-lasting relationships. In the app, we do this by covering every user's face with a 16-piece puzzle, which when you match and as you chat with that other user, the puzzle will reveal piece by piece as you send messages. And then we're also transferring that into the real world as well by hosting Jigsaw singles events across 35 cities in the US every month.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so what were your initial motivations when looking to replace your previous provider?
Yeah, so it was a combination of things. Our contract with our current provider was coming to an end, but that also coincided with a pivot in the business to go from the standard freemium model to a paid-only model. And with the contract coming to an end, and with this paid-only model, it meant we could afford to invest more time in a much more premium chat experience. And so we started looking around for partners that could help us provide that. And I think Alex, our CEO, actually came across Stream at GDI in London in 2022, which is how we initially came across you. And when we started investigating and playing around with Stream, we just found that it really suited our needs. From a product perspective, it could do everything that we wanted it to do and everything that we wanted to do in the future with our roadmap. But we found it also fit really nicely into our existing technical infrastructure and architecture on both the back end and the apps. And like I said, it gave us a really great opportunity to revamp our entire chat system. Jigsaw has been going since about 2015, and up until last year, our chat basically hadn't changed. We're using the same provider, we're using the same code that was written back in 2015, and so this gave us a really great opportunity to entirely rewrite that. So, as an engineering manager, what really excited me was rewriting the whole chat system with the most modern technology. So with Streams API, and then on the front end as well, using Swift UI and Jetpack Compose and Android for anyone that knows what those things are, but that really excites me, and it was a great experience to integrate all of that alongside Stream.
Yeah, I mean that's obviously really great to hear. And so how do you feel that the integration of Stream has enhanced the user experience, particularly in comparison to your previous chat provider, PubNub?
So I think one of the main things is the increased reliability. Not that PubNub, our previous provider, was a bad product. Certainly not by any means. It was great, but as we scaled, we started to come up against the limitations of the product that we had. Which is another reason why we were looking around for that. And the reliability that Stream gives us is because it's a fully integrated chat system, we can hand over all of that heavy workload onto Stream. So whereas before we were relying on our own database to handle all of the messaging logic and store all of the messages and handle all that real-time infrastructure with PubNub alongside that, we can then hand over all of those things to Stream. So from a technical perspective, we massively reduce the workload on our database, which then improves the performance of that and significantly reduces the risk of read-write errors or increased latency, which means providing a much better experience for the users. And we still use our database. We obviously keep a copy of all the messages and things that happen alongside Stream, but we can hand all of the hard stuff to Stream and let them do all that for us. And additionally, we have all this custom puzzle logic in the app, where before we were doing all that in our own database, increasing the load there. Whereas again now with the features that Stream provides, again we can hand all that over to them. So with for example, the post-send and pre-send message webhooks, we can do all of our logic there, pass some information back to Stream, and then they handle all of the updating on the app side. They send us all the notifications on the front end for us to do what we need to do, but all that hard stuff in terms of the infrastructure and reliability is doing with Stream.
Yeah. And so in terms of user engagement and retention, how do you anticipate the integration of Stream, contributing to the success of Jigsaw Dating in the competitive industry?
Yeah, so it allows us to really quickly innovate on our chat now. So like I said, we had a very, very outdated architecture and code base on chat before we switched to Stream. And so it's a combination of those things with the ease of use of Stream's API, plus our rewriting of chat on the front end. We can build new features incredibly quickly. So for example, with the full rewrite of chat from an iOS perspective, it probably took like, I want to say like a month. And we're a very small team. We were able to super quickly rewrite all of that stuff in all this new architecture, whole new system incredibly quickly. And same case with Android as well. And then once we release chat, like I say, we're a paid over model now. We can afford to invest in those experiences as we catch up with some of the more advanced features that all the messaging apps offer. So the first one that we did was message reactions, which we should have had before, but we had a very outdated code base, so we didn't. And so we went from nothing to a prog-ready message reaction feature in chat within about 2 years.
Yeah, that's great to hear. And as the engineering lead for this project and integration, what advice can you give to other dating app developers when it comes to switching from a real-time infrastructure provider to a fully featured chat API like Stream?
Yeah, I think it's a case of evaluating the business needs and technical needs from top to bottom. So from a product roadmap perspective to the more technical side of what will fit into our existing infrastructure, as well as how we want our infrastructure to look like in the future. And similarly from a product roadmap perspective, is this is our current provider versus a new provider going to be able to allow us to build what we want to in the future? And so I think that probably the main lesson we took away was to always be evaluating your product. We'd had this current chat system for a long time, and we'd never had the courage to look into redoing it because it was such a big task. Whereas if we were constantly evaluating our product, which I think we like to think we do now, we could have been at this place where we are now much earlier. So just to give you some super exciting stats, which we love to shout about, since integrating Stream, we have doubled the number of puzzles that are revealed in the app. So that's 16 messages between a user. You reveal the puzzle, you reveal the user space. We have doubled that since integrating Stream, and similarly we have doubled the number of messages per match. So that's a recent development, and if we'd been evaluating the product as often as we do now, we could have been at that place much earlier and provided a much better experience for our users much earlier.
Yeah, that's some great advice and really great stats as well. And so to finish this out, looking ahead, how do you foresee the evolution of communication, including voice, video functionalities within dating apps, and what role do you believe content providers like Stream will play in shaping that evolution?
Yes, I think what we see across the dating industry is that users are really craving more not in person, but real life experiences. They want to actually talk to people beyond just sending messages. And so, for example, at Jigsaw, we do that by hosting singles events across the US, which allows Jigsaw members to connect with each other. But then also bringing that into the app, users are also really craving that. So in terms of, like you said, video calling, that's really interesting for us because imagine on Jigsaw, you've just matched with someone, you can go straight into a video call, but your face is covered by a puzzle that reveals as you talk on video, so you're still protecting your privacy, you're still putting the personality first and removing looks from the equation while still allowing users to have those real in-person connections rather than just sending messages back and forth. And yeah, I think that's the way that the dating industry is going. And with Stream and with our new architecture, that allows us to build those sorts of experiences, really quickly. And especially with the new technology coming out, the Apple Vision Pro, for example, it's very early, but let's imagine a Jigsaw app on the Apple Vision Pro to allow users to connect with each other in real life over a video call with that sort of thing. And, there are all these really exciting possibilities that we can imagine in our roadmap now that we've got this really modern chat system.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for your insights today, Jack. To read the full case study between Stream and Jigsaw, you can head to getstream.io and search Jigsaw in our blog search bar, or search Think Twice to see why you should reconsider using an RTI provider over a chat API like Stream. And be sure to check out Jigsaw Dating and see if any of those events are coming to your city. Thank you guys.
Thank you.